Lester, do you know what that was? That was your host. That was your partner in crime. That was Colin from Canada breathing a sigh of relief. Friends, let me explain it to him and let me explain it to you. The big episodes are behind us. Best of the montages, best of the bloopers, the Earl Rowe first time out of the studio extravaganza spectacular. And of course, last week's Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk 30th Anniversary Extravaganza Spectacular. Lester, friends, they are in the rearview mirror. We survived Lester, we put it together, and we made it look good. The friends loved it. And now we are back to regularly weekly scheduled programs. And it's now time to introduce Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk, episode 31. I'm waiting for it. It's like Obsession by Animotion. Saturday night's main event. I'm waiting to hear it. Lester, don't leave me hanging. For if you leave me hanging, I will become a stage actor and start projecting with my hands and arms, fully extending my voice, vocal range, and arms to let you know that you should really start the...
What the hell is this?
I speak jive.
Will you stop?
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
They think they got the answers. I change the questions.
You don't like it? We don't care.
What a dumb thing to do. I bet you wouldn't have done anything like this if Mom and Dad were here.
The recognized symbol of excellence in
dramatic comedy. Friends, welcome. It's episode 31, and not just episode 31, but episode 31. You heard it in the theme, episode 31. We're keeping it. I think we should get right to it. The Dr. Zeus commemorative tumbler, and if I may, silence. That's a good one. Are you guys enjoying how are you guys doing? You guys enjoying a beverage as well? You have time to go get one at the fridge. I'm still pouring. I'll wait for you. Yes, I realize that YouTube has a pause button, but it's a bit, guys, and you gotta play along. We're gonna cap the Dr. Zeus commemorative tumbler and Colin. I had to interrupt myself to do the ceremonial first sip. I thank you. Let's get to the background wall particulars. The pen is taped. The honorary Academy Award for all-around greatness from the Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts. AmCan Connection, greatest tag team walking the earth today. King of YouTube, Lester knows, you guys know. That's the official crown. We'll end with that. Good coffee is always free. Drywall hasn't been fixed yet, but as you know, the leak has. No water. Still got to do the drywall. This is going to be the final poster for the weekly posters, and this is going to be a staple moving forward. It's my enormous Kurt Cobain poster, and there she goes. How's everyone this week? As I mentioned in the opening, the big episodes are behind us, so now we're back to just regularly scheduled programming. Men's Toes returns this week, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to put it in with the show and tell item. It's going to be a triple threat match this week, so stay tuned for that. That happens at the show and tell portion of the program, but you will see the Men's Toes item prior to the show and tell segment. Driving with Colin is crawling to a beginning. As you know, last week I mentioned the fact that the camera on the back of the phone doesn't work, but the camera on the front of the phone does. The phone holder in the car would only shoot the back of the camera, so, you know, yeah. So Mama Canada has purchased a phone holder from Temu, and I have been experimenting with that, and I think we might have some success. I will show a bit of the footage at some point during the episode, but yeah, a new thing we're gonna do, here it comes.
Yabba.
That was a little, almost like a Jabba the Hutt sound. anyways, the new, not segment, but to add anything extra to make this an actual thing, because what the hell is this? We have hats. Now, it's no Delta Force pizza, but it's a Barrie Rental Inc. hat. Barrie is a town in Ontario, and will that glare live on the entire episode? Perhaps. Let's see how ridiculous I can look wearing this hat. We're gonna go with it. I'm wearing it the entire episode. I think. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna push forward. Guys, we're just gonna start the program, and Barrie Rental is going to stay. See, I could do this. But that looks atrocious.
Atrocious.
I am happy with my hair because it's actually coiffed nicely in all its glory, but it's 11:15 at night, and I am filming the entire episode in one evening. I am 45 years old. I am sitting in a poker room with nobody but myself and, of course, Lester. And I'm staring into a camera wearing a hat that says Barrie Rental. Lester, I think you should take it from here.
Both of these guys will be pulling out all the stops. You can bet on that one.
Friends, if you thought I played with the toque all episode long, wait till you get a look at me playing with Barrie Rental. I don't like the glare, but then if I do this, then I'm in dark. You can't see me. I'm in darkness, but there's a clear shot of the Barrie Rental. Guys, it's going to be a tug of war, a push and pull the whole episode as they say, go to war with the 1980s Barrie Rental Inc. hat. I am really, you know what it is? Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I film in order. So as you're watching this, you know how much I've already filmed. And again, it's 11:20. There's a lot more to go. And the plane is desperately trying to take off. I've drank some Diet Coke. I forgot to tell you, we got one of these. Maybe I should have some more of this. The dollar drinks are not a thing anymore at McDonald's, and I will not pay $4 for a large drink. Are you kidding? I've just got to drink some more coffee, because once the caffeine hits, you guys know. Lester, I know, they know, and you know, I hear you. When the caffeine hits, the program really, as they say in the industry, pops. So we're just gonna have to sit here and wait for the caffeine to affect me internally as I consume it internally. Johnny and I got in a fight with a guy working at Costco. Not really a fight, we yelled at him. I should have filmed it, but I didn't. It's time for 5 VHS from the collection. And as a bonus, you know it, 5 Davids from the collection. Power Karate. Hunks with hats. Tai Chi for arthritis. Stretching to the classics. Guys, I've said it before, sometimes you really don't feel the episode, but then by the end of it, you really think you have a winner. I'm hoping that's the case as we push forward through episode 31. Right now, I feel like an absolute zero, but by the end of this, quote, Vanilla Ice Nevermore, I want to feel like a hero. Drop the zero, get with the hero. You guys know. Before we start the 5 VHS and the 5 DVDs from the collection, we are going to signal when I believe the caffeine has hit me during the episode with the Carlton receiving the Chictionary from Will clip from the episode of Fresh Prince. You guys know what I'm saying. You saw it before. When the caffeine hits, we'll see Carlton, okay? In the edit, Lester and myself will know. I think either it's a placebo because I just talked about it, or I really believe the caffeine is hitting. We're going to have to see at what point in the episode Carlton interrupts the program to let you know, as a friend, as a viewer, as a legend, because I'm the hero, you will know the caffeine is hit. Guys, let's get to it. It's 5 VHS and 5 DVD. How old is this guy? We're All Devo. Sony Video LP, a retrospective program of Devo's video music classics featuring Devo. Okay, are you ready? Jocko Homo, Satisfaction, The Day My Baby Gave Me a Surprise, Girl You Want, Freedom of Choice, Whip It, Through Being Cool, Beautiful World, Love Without Anger, That's Good, Peekaboo, Dr. Detroit. Extra bonus, Worried Man, a previously unreleased Devo excerpt from Neil Young's feature film, The Human Highway. I think this might be of value. This is 1983, guys. Holy cow. We're going to look that up in the edit and put the value on the screen. Play along at home. Is it worth something? I probably paid $1 for that way back in the day. Cruel, or cruel? It's probably cruel, because I don't think it would be cruel. I'm learning and talking to myself out loud when I should be talking in my head. This is the fantasy wizards and horses, you know what I'm saying? The arrows and the, excuse me. Again, I have to take in the beverages for the caffeine to materialize visually and internally. 1984. I've never seen this movie. Doesn't mean I don't want to. Krull. Guys, do you want a triple threat? I think you do. How about Shadow Warriors Assault on Death Mountain? And can we count the great stars? Shannon Tweed, Carl Weathers, and Hulk Hogan, clean shaven with the long hair. I know that's how you love him, and I know that's how you need him. 1999. It's a little long to read because we have to get to all of them, and I'll read one of these. Let's do Nuki. I'm not going to read Nuki, but Nuki is, wow, this is, I don't even have a year on this. Nope, I got no year. Absolutely no year. But very similar to, like last week, Mac and Me. The alien, meets the kids, yada, yada, yada. Oh, there's been a landing on Earth by an unidentified flying object from the sands of Orapi, West Africa. The visitor from outer space appears. Nuki, a large chimp-like creature with amazing blue eyes, scans the surrounding region in search of his lost brother. The arrival of Nuki has disturbed the village witch doctor, who sends two twins named Tico and Toki into the jungle to survive or be killed, an ancient custom established to atone for the visitation of intimidating gods from heaven. Whoa! Imagination was put into that. Nuki saves the twins from the mouth of a hungry lion through use of his magic. In return, the twins join him on a daring rescue mission. 1 hour, 39 minutes. Doesn't tell me who's in it. The front does. Nobody I've heard of. Can't get a year. Perhaps we'll put it up in the edit. Finally, we're going to end with a good one. It's Indio 2, The Revolt, and Marvelous Marvin Hagler, one of the most underrated boxers of the 1980s. He did not lose to Sugar Ray Leonard. You watch that fight again. Sugar Ray Leonard's dancing around. Somebody came to box, the other guy came to dance. Tone it down, Colin. Action adventure in the tradition of Rambo and Commando. The jungle is being cleared, the Indians enslaved and slaughtered. A highway is being gouged into the Amazon like an open wound that brings infection. The infection here is greed, and it must be stopped. Only one man is mean enough, mad enough to try. Sergeant Iron. U.S. Marine, Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Before the fight is over, every tribe in the jungle will unite behind him, ready to die, so that they may be free. Colin, do you have the first one on VHS? Do I have to answer? The answer is yes. Perhaps that will appear in a future episode. On to the DVDs. Justice is in his hands. It's Steven Seagal, Angel of Death. These are the later ones. He's not fully hefty. He's not fully girthy, where he sits down in all the scenes, you know, it's been said time and time again, where he fights people while in a chair or puts the sniper rifle up here while he's on a chair. Responding to fresh intel, Special Forces expert Elijah Kane and his team have to intercept and neutralize the threat from terrorists attempting to offload nuclear bombs hidden in 2 smuggled suitcases. If that wasn't bad enough, Kane is convinced that elusive crime boss known only as the Ghost is trying to lay his hands on them. So Steven Seagal is coming to the rescue. It's Expect No Mercy, starring Taibo legend Billy Blanks and Jalal Merhi. I'm going to pretend I'm pronouncing that correctly and hope that I am, because I think Jalal Merhi is probably a kung fu master from somewhere, perhaps Switzerland. I can't tell. He could be Dutch. I'm going to look that up in the edit. We're going to throw it up once I look it up. Won't read that one. Bucktown Soul Cinema. If you see Soul Cinema and you don't own it, just immediately buy it. It's Fred Williamson and Pam Grier. I don't have to tell you about Pam Grier. Pam Grier. Do I have to tell you about Pam Grier? Pam Grier. Another one, this was completely unintentional because I just grabbed 5 and on the VHS, I do a little picking and choosing because I like a variety. I don't want all comedy. I don't want all action. I don't want all, you get the picture. It's Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan. You guys know it. Sherman Hemsley, a very underrated comedic actor. And Hulk Hogan, Mr. Nanny. Decoys. They can seduce anyone. Pray it isn't you. Beauty is only skin deep. Some students aren't exactly what they seem to be in Decoys, a sci-fi horror adventure starring Kim Poirier, Richard Burgi, Corey Sevier, and Nicole Eggert. I know Nicole Eggert. If college co-eds Lily and Constance look like 2 out-of-this-world blonde beauties, that's because they're actually intergalactic space invaders with a mission to breed with humans before taking over the Earth. And even though the girls' mating skills have proven fatal to their victims, they keep on trying. So when Luke, a hard-partying freshman, accidentally witnesses the shapely shapeshifters in their full-bodied alien state, he knows it's up to him to save the planet before he truly gets wasted. For some reason, there's an 8 in there. That has to do with how I have them in spindles at the Riddell estate. Guys, that's 5 VHS and 5 DVDs from the collection. And that's Barry Rental. It's not quite Carlton, but it's starting, guys.
A Big John Studd right now with the upper hand.
Friends, we've moved John Riddell, Living Legend, down there so I can make room for the VHS and the DVDs. Pen is still taped. Let me just, before we go any further, Lester, I'm going to have to address the audience. I didn't go into full detail about why the hell I'm wearing this stupid, ridiculous hat. A few years ago when I was camping at Earl Row, I was at a thrift store and they had a million of these, not a million, but a bunch of these trucker hats with different construction or, you know, Jimbo's mill seed in some, I was about to say Hicktown, but some northern town in Ontario. You get what I'm saying. And I bought a bunch of these, and I haven't really worn them ever. So I thought, why not wear one weekly on the show? Hopefully they don't all have a glare like Barry Rental. Have I mentioned the glare from Barry Rental and the fact that I'm going to be messing with this the entire episode? Okay, I think the bigger it looks on my head, I think the funnier it is. Okay, guys. Lester, where are we at? Ho ho! I see the glimmer in your eye. I see the rosy cheeks. Lester, are you blushing? There's only one reason why you would be blushing. I've dropped my pants, or we're about to do the segment involving your special little someone. And who is that? I don't need to say names. Unless you're viewing this for the first time, then of course I have to say that that's Lester, my off-camera producer, and this is his wife, Cheryl.
You have no idea who knows me. I'm not the rancher. I got marbles here. I have 2 boobs, not 6. Do you know you have scratchy toilet paper? Now you can't possibly be as offended as I am. Here, let's read this next one. Here. Detective Chad Barrett, badge number 1101. You have a problem with what's going on. You call him. You know how you get a hold of him? Terry Wagner, the sheriff. He'll be able to get a hold of Barrett. Barrett will get a hold of my brothers.
Friends, as I'm filming, I am in a bit of a conundrum. Upon playback during the takes, I am noticing a brightness and non-brightness of the lights as I push forward. So, I only have one night to film this episode, tonight. Do I keep wearing the hat, film a whole bunch of content, and then when Lester and I are drinking Diet Coke and going through the edit, I find that all the lights are going like this through each segment? Or do I just take off the hat? Excuse my vulgarity. What do I do, folks? I'm perilous. I'm not perilous. I am on my own. I'm riding this highway alone with only the open road as my friend. And that open road will not give me the answer to this question that I've posed for you. Folks, I'm not going to say it because something might have already come up on the screen, but I'll give you a hint. But guys, seriously, what do I do? Do I keep the hat on and ruin the lighting for the whole episode? Do you guys see it? Or am I even imagining things? Perhaps the caffeine has taken full control of me, and I'm seeing lights go like this when they really are not. Again, perhaps it won't appear in the playback, but that's when I'm seeing it in the playback. Lester, how do I say I'm alone when I have Lester over here? That kind of... I'm not blowing illusions here, folks. Lester's right over there. Lester, what do you think? Should I keep wearing the hat? And to hell with the lighting? This isn't a big major production, although in your hearts it is, and in my mind it is. Lester, we're gonna keep the hat on. And this is the introduction to this week's thrift store pickups. John Dote Hit. Dote Hit? John Dote Hit. John Doe Hit. Dote Hit. John DeHurt. Friends, Lester and I, during the introduction to thrift store pickups and the actual segment, which is happening right now, we've been in deep discussion over the glare and what I said 2 seconds ago, and whether or not perhaps the Cobain poster is the culprit as well as the Barry Rental hat that will not be removed this episode. You guys know the motto on this show. Say it with me. Push forward. Guys, we push forward and it's time for the thrift store pickups. Unlike last week where we had a 3-chair record-breaking 18-minute load of thrift store pickups, we have a paltry 1 chair of thrift store pickups, and we're gonna start it right now. The Dukes of Hazzard jigsaw puzzle. You're saying to yourself, Colin, were you in the thrift store counting to make sure all the pieces were there? I did not. I'm gonna rely on the good-natured, good-mannered, well-mannered, whoever the hell donated this, I hope all the pieces were there and they used their head. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say they were all there.
I can feel it. I can feel the power! Yes! Yeah!
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Because if you can't, If you can't, I'll take another sip on top of the sip that I just took. Guys, to get the program, to get the show to the level that you expect from Colin from Canada and Lester, we just may have to crack another one of these. We've never done it, folks. We've only had the 2 large beverages from McDonald's, the large coffee, and 1 can. But because we don't have the dollar drinks, we might have to supplement those with a cracking of another one of these bad boys. Back to the thrift store pickups. The books, Who Invented Rain? This looks like it was just purchased this is fabulous. And inside, which I did not notice, this book belongs to Sticker. This book belongs to Colin from Canada. Sometimes God Has a Kid's Face. This is from Covenant House. I don't know if that's still around. Covenant House was for homeless children and teens on the streets of Toronto, perhaps other areas of Ontario, but it does say Covenant House, Toronto, so probably just focused on Toronto. But these are stories, I believe, of children and teens that have passed through Covenant House. The Twilight books, and I don't mean the vampire things that my girlfriend loves, we've seen these before. I had one in an old episode, the Twilight Where Darkness Begins series, Watery Grave, and we have the lady in the lake, and it looks like there's some sort of guy with an arm. Guy with an arm. Prodigy. You guys remember Prodigy? I hope you do. If you don't, in the description, we're gonna have the music video for Prodigy's track Poison. Also, because I love the live version from, I can't remember the Phoenix. Ooh, yeah, you thought I was gonna forget. But the caffeine put it to the front of the brain and it came out the mouth. Pushing forward. Prodigy's track Poison, studio version and the live from the Phoenix Festival will be in the description. Take time to listen. And you want original? They were on the cusp. They were there when electronica really broke through, and Poison, man. Poison. DVDs, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Videos. I was a big Guns N' Roses fan until I found that guy and then realized what the hell were these guys doing. Again, you can't go wrong with Paradise City. Don't get me wrong. Appetite for Destruction is a solid album. Then Axl's mind thought he was Freddie Mercury times 1,000 with an Elton John ego. My own personal opinion, but those that know Guns N' Roses, I believe, will come along with me on that ride. May I say 2 words? Chinese democracy? How long was the waiting game on that, Axl? Where's Axl? Hi, Axl. Hi, Axl. I'm gonna just go into it right now. 1992 VMAs, MTV. Kurt Cobain almost gets in a fight with Axl Rose backstage. They go on stage, perform Lithium, stage diving and everything. They are the band of the hour, Too Sweet to Be Sour. It's Nirvana. They're taking over the world. And Axl Rose is gently losing his grip on the top spot in the hard rock category, and the rightful owner has come to take the throne. Dave Grohl at the end of the performance, hi Axl, where's Axl? Hi Axl. Fast forward, he's dead. Dave Grohl is with Foo Fighters and he's playing with Guns N' Roses live on stage. I don't know how I feel about that. I just don't. Should you hold a grudge? Yeah, you should. Shipping Wars Season 1. Do you remember Shipping Wars on A&E? Pretty cool show. This was $1 at Earl Row. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I will never deceive you, but I forgot that DVD from the Earl Row thrift store pickups in last week's Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk 30th Anniversary Extravaganza Spectacular Thrift Store Pickup segment. Toronto rocks. Before COVID, you guys remember SARS? Well, according to the world, it came from Toronto, so you shouldn't come to Toronto. How do you come to Toronto? You get the Rolling Stones to come here, perform a free concert with a whole bunch of other people to let everybody know you won't die if you come to Toronto. The speech is the volume is getting elevated and the speech is perhaps speeding up. I'm not going to say anything. Have we seen him already? Peter, Paul, and Mary, one of the early folk trios, really way back in the day. This is just a documentary that was seen on PBS. It's sealed. I love learning about groups. I know a few of their tunes, or as Queen Mama Canada would say, tunes. Finally, live on Brighton Beach, Big Booch? Oh, it's taken hold. I know you've already seen Carlton, so let's let the cat out of the bag. Woohoo! Live on Brighton Beach, Big Beach Boutique 2, the movie, Fatboy Slim, was first introduced to Fatboy Slim from a girl that worked at a Tim Hortons near my work. And we became friends, and she gave me a copy of Better Living Through Chemistry, Fatboy Slim's debut album. If you haven't got your hands on it, get your hands on it. You're probably wondering, do I have Big Beach Boutique 1, the movie? Yes, I do. On the David. More VHS. Tim Conway's comedy review, Skew Me. This is where he stands on his knees and he's a dwarf. But let's take a gander. What special guest star is appearing alongside Tim Conway, the man? We didn't talk to him. I would have given my left arm to talk to him. He's passed on. We talked about him in a previous episode. It's Jonathan Winters. If you don't know, you should. You want to talk improv? Drop of a hat? Change character. Jonathan Winters has the crown, and he would have been all over YouTube. Unfortunately, he has passed on. Monster Madness, you've got to see it to believe it, in stereo. It's the monster trucks of the 80s. Bigfoot. Probably Gravedigger, he's probably in there. A paltry 37 minutes long. This was probably a pretty penny back in the day. This cost me $1. Best of Kickboxing, and not just any best of kickboxing, it's Best of Kickboxing commentary by Chuck Norris. Approximate running time, 30 minutes. So you better enjoy this man's commentary and these performers, okay? And quite possibly the greatest cover to any VHS that I own, and I own a bunch. Fury of King Kickboxer. And if I may pick up the pen that I'm not supposed to be playing with, we don't play with that one. We shouldn't be playing with this one, and we're not. But can we look at the scar on this gentleman? Folks, he's been cut with something. And how about the back? This guy doesn't need sleeves when he's that serious about kickboxing. Okay, those are the VHS. We're gonna end with the CDs, and we're chock full of them. Talib Kweli and High Tech. Ice Cube, Laugh Now, Cry Later. Clips, Hell Hath No Fury. Jimmy Buffett, Hot Water. You know, I picked up a lot of the Jimmy Buffett collection in a couple of episodes back. I don't believe Hot Water was part of it. Have I listened to those Jimmy Buffett CDs? Not yet. We're gonna add this one to the collection I already have. Big Pun, dirt bag of a guy when it came to treating his wife poorly, but one of the most underrated rappers in the game. This is his second record and his last record. The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. This is way back in the day, 1986. Def Jam, Slick Rick. Mobb Deep, Blood Money. Ghostface Killer, the Pretty Tony album, forgive me. Method Man Tikal, Zero the prequel. Ghostface Killer, Fish Scale. Jungle Brothers, VIP. Solomon Burke, Don't Give Up on Me on Fat Possum Records. You know, the old bluesman. Dilated Peoples, The Platform. The Alcoholics, Liquidation. Common, Nobody's Smiling. Glad All Over Again, the Dave Clark 5, kind of a best of. 26 songs Excuse me. The caffeine really is returning via my mouth. And we have the Chill Out 2, you know, just electronica house. Never heard of anything, no idea where this is from, but let's take a listen. Simple Living 2, Melodic Sounds of the 70s. Just a 70s compilation. And if memory serves correctly, I was in a thrift store and it was $4 for $1 or $5 for $1. And this is melodies from the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that word because it's probably some space area that Gerald J. Markow has invented, but it's an extraordinarily beautiful and brilliant star cluster in the constellation of Taurus. He has large pictures of them in my recording studio, and sometimes when I look at this picture, I am inspired to compose a kind of music which is very different from anything I have ever heard or composed before. I won't read the rest, but you know where this guy is heading, so you have to pick up this CD. I read the whole thing and I had to own it. Guys, that was this week's thrift store pickups, and a paltry 1 chair has turned into 12 minutes. Are the lights flashing? Because the caffeine has started.
Big slam, plants him down right on his hip.
Lester, I'm over it. Tell me in my earpiece that I don't really have on, but I'm making it look like I have an earpiece that you talk to me in. Lester, what's that? Lester, we don't need to use earpieces if you're standing over there, so let's kill that bit. I don't have an earpiece, nor will I ever have an earpiece. Lester, I'm talking to you right now. You can tell me privately, or right now, how many episodes it's been since I don't want to say it because I promised I wouldn't say it, but I haven't mentioned the fact that there are certain news agencies and channels and stations and broadcasting companies that shun my news stories, and I have to bring them here, give them to you, and then you give them to these people right here. How many episodes has it been since I've, okay, I'll say it, complained. I'm not complaining now. I was complaining then, so I can say it, I'm not doing it. How many episodes? It's easily double digits, okay? Okay? Exactly. Friends, I don't know where that got us, but it probably just means I haven't complained, which I haven't, about those out there shunning this in here. But I'll keep bringing it to you. I'll fight them to the death for you and for Lester and for myself. It's enough, Colin. It's time for hard-hitting news.
Done something that is very good.
He was murdered.
But now he's dead.
Reach out to the man who died.
To the man.
Your mama. She's for free and everybody knows it.
Advice from a local sheriff on how to talk to your drugs about kids.
Friends, hello there. You know what the introduction is for, do you? It's for that guy right down there. He should be higher up, but that's the only place where I can fit him. Guys, it's about that time for John Riddell Living Legend. Now, before we get to John Riddell Living Legend, bit of an update on the Wrangler jean purchase. Johnny measured the crotch and we went to the other Walmart and we found his jeans and my jeans in the correct sizes and we purchased them. What I didn't mention was why we were buying them. Queen Mama Canada and that man down there just celebrated their 58th wedding anniversary, and Johnny took Lynn Riddell, aka Queen Mother of Canada, myself, Colin from Canada, and the girlfriend out for dinner last Tuesday, and he wore those very jeans and I wore the other very jeans, Wranglers, you know what I'm saying. Guys, it was a great time had by all, and I'm about to throw to the John Riddell Living Legend clip of the week, and I haven't filmed it yet. We're going to film it tomorrow, but I saw a clip online that hinted at the fact that people from Scotland could not say purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
Is that correct? Got to stop the filming. Friends, I am correct. The big trend was Scottish people trying to say purple burglar alarms.
Purple burglar alarms.
So we're going to try it out on Johnny, and the results are forthcoming once my man over there throws to the bumper.
How much is in butter? How much is in butter? How much is in butter?
Friends, Colin from Canada here, John Riddell in the back, Pixie itching to get out of the car because we've just come back from a walk. The girlfriend and I saw a video online about Scottish people could not pronounce certain 3 English words. We are going to pass this to Johnny, who is Scottish. He is going to open it up and pronounce it, or perhaps mispronounce it. John, when you've opened that up, the floor is yours, and Colin from Canada will shut up.
Purple burglar alarm.
Okay, I say that's a pass. Dad, what do you think? I think that's a pass.
I would think so.
Yeah, see, nothing gets past Johnny, okay?
So
Even...
What were the other people, how were they pronouncing it?
Well, I think they were tripping over the syllables. Because I think with the Scottish accent, purple burglar alarm. Yeah.
Oh, okay, just a purple burglar alarm.
Oh, look at that right there. Yeah, buddy. Friends, I teased it earlier. But it's not a tease any longer. However, I should have had the lid ready before I hit record. But as you know, nothing is ever ready. Oh, too fast. Too fast. Guys, you're just gonna have to wait while the greatness of the Diet Coke simmers down. But I'll tell you who won't be simmering down, because while we wait... Okay, it's ready for the rest of this bad boy. Have you guys got a beverage? I can wait. It's no problem. Did I do that joke already? Or did I do that joke in one of the 27 takes that I'm not using, and then forgot to say the joke in the take I am using? Ho ho! I've already done that, but it's worth doing again, which I just did. The caffeine. It's coursing through the veins. We cannot call that the ceremonial first sip because, as you know, we've almost turned to the right, and we're not even at that part. We're not even at that segment. We're not even at a segment. We're still at the intro. And this is the intro to 5, not 5. Lester, why do I always do that? And more gas because I've had another sip of the magic elixir. Why do I always say 5? Because a lot of these segments... Now let's stop and think about that for a moment. 5 VHS from the collection and 5 from the camera roll. So technically, but that's not what it's called. It's called Let's Go Through My Camera Roll. So guess what segment's coming up right now? Dry cleaning movies, mushrooms on toast. Just a couple of horses' asses. Electric pressure cooker, urinating, passion fruit chest cake, Charles Barkley. We don't need to move to the right because I have my notes on what 5 photos we are going to put up on the screen. I think we're gonna throw it up over Good Coffee is Always Free. That's a nice little portion of the wall that can encompass the full photo that I'll be throwing up there now. Photo number 1, sometimes you just read something and it strikes you as hilarious. That is the sausage stuffer with precision steel gears. You might not find that remotely interesting or even close to funny, but I find it hella interesting and hella hilarious. Sausage stuffer with precision steel gears. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Lester, you don't need to say it. It helps if that's in the shot. It would make it funnier. Lester, you don't have to say it. Episode title. Photo number 2. Should have taken a better look at this photo before I went to the notes, but driving in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, brief pause there as I swallowed the saliva, and this lovely lady is pregnant and she's advertising something I can't remember, but I did notice that one lovely hand is here and then the other one on her soon-to-be-born infant looks like, as Seinfeld put it, a man hand. In the edit, Lester and myself are going to zoom in to really let you know how much it looks like a man hand. Am I right or am I wrong? Guys, comment below, as I know you won't. Does it look like a man hand? Or was I wrong and just quickly driving by? Also, I took this photo with the other side of the camera, so it may be a bit, but again, my professionalism is just phenomenal this evening. Lester, it's late. Let it go. And even if it wasn't late, you know I would still do this. I cough and belch for the friends because it shows the comfortability. Did I just make up a word? It shows the comfortability. That's not a word, but I'm making it a word right now. Did we hear the ding? That's the comfortability that I have with my friends. I can belch and I can cough in front of them. And that's why you love me. Lester, that's why they love me. The friends love me. I know you do. And I know Cheryl does. Back to the matter at hand. Back to the segment. Photo number 3. You guys saw this one when I was camping, advertising either the bloopers or the montage best of, but that's Johnny, who periodically, every afternoon, took a little nap at the campsite. As long as he's in the shade, no problems there. Photo number 4 is a gas station in town at Earl Row. Alliston is, of course, the town. There was a lot of printouts on the door, as you see. We're going to focus on just a couple of them, and I will read them to you now. We're going to zoom in to these bad boys. Car wash, 10 cents off per liter gas. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some more work to do now. I think we can solve this one, guys. I believe they're saying if you get a car wash, you will save 10 cents off per liter of gas. I guess that's a good deal. Depending, I'll quickly do the math later and not bring it back to you. I know most of these we can figure out, but there's a doozy in the next one. Wait, we're still on picture 4. Window selling only, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. We clearly know what that means. I just love the way that they're putting it. Window selling only, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Now, next is the coup de grace. Let's go to photo number 5. This is the other door of the gas station. We're going to start with the easier one to understand. We have cashback system. We have cashback system, so you can get cash back. This is the one that we're going to have to huddle together, guys, and join forces. Inside car, if go outside, then put wash code. Let's break it down together. Inside car, if go outside, then put wash code. Now, the wash code is for the car wash, okay? Inside car, if go outside, then put wash code. So if you're going outside, you're putting the wash code. But if you're inside the car, guys, I'm just going to leave it with you. But that was 5 from the let's go through my camera roll.
Chant going out from this tremendous crowd for the Hulkster.
Friends, Lester, Ray, what words could possibly come to mind to describe the, as you can see, nothing. Should we bring it back, Lester, from last week? Folks, I'm wordless. But I'm going to try. Let's just do a little quick recap. I can't describe the man. You know him, you love him. Words cannot. But he's still mad about Bob Bolus. You don't treat Bob Bolus like that, okay, guys? And Ray's letting them have it. He's already let them know that he's not a king, meaning the city councilor that he's speaking with. I believe his name was Chris, okay? He's not a king. Ray wants him to know that. And when the upcoming vote comes, but there's a pressing matter beyond Bob Bolus, okay? It's over on Pine Brook. Ray is bringing it to their attention. It's important. It's vital that the council knows about this, and Ray lets them know about it.
Raymond Lyman, ridiculous. You calling me a liar? Well, I ain't gonna think about suing the city. Raymond Lyman, ridiculous. You calling me a liar? Well, I ain't gonna think about suing the city. I mean, you're not a king, and you gotta remember that. Because the election is coming up, and we could vote you out. And I also got a problem in Pine Brook. We got a light that's by Philbin's garage on New Street and Lord's Court. You know one of those main lights?
Okay, yes.
That's burned out.
Friends, for the first time in the history of Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk, we are going to bring two segments together and create a super segment. Folks, we're bringing together the Deep Cut Deep Dive, and we're bringing together men's toes into one, like I just said 2 seconds ago, super segment. The question we have to pose to ourselves is, what bumper do we roll? Do we roll the men's toes bumper? Or do we roll the Deep Cut Deep Dive bumper? Lester, I'm gonna hand the reins of the program over to you, and you're gonna decide what bumper we throw up. I'm just laughing because I said throw up. Anytime now, Lester. Anytime. Lester didn't know what clips to take from the Deep Cut Deep Dive, so instead Colin from Canada is singing over this bumper. I assure you, this is real. Friends, welcome to the inaugural? The first super segment here on the program. Colin from Canada presents Colin from Canada's Good Junk, episode 31. It's the meeting of the minds between the Deep Cut Deep Dive and the men's toes segment. We are focusing on probably one of the top 5 Canadians in my mind. You know him, you love him down south meaning America. Should I say down south when I reference America? You guys south of the border, I gotta come up with a go-to where you know I'm talking about America. You know him, you love him. He is no longer with us. He is, of course, the man, the myth, the legend. The comedic genius, the most talented product out of Canada in my eyes, John Candy. This is the Toronto Sun, the day after John Candy passed away. And this is that. We are combining that with the Deep Cut Deep Dive, and today we're going to talk about John Candy. What needs to be said that hasn't already been said? Folks, I don't know. I'm going to have to turn to the right because we're going to get into his particulars on the imdb.com. The lesser known stuff is brief, but let's get into it. Class of 44, he was uncredited. The ABC Afternoon Play Break, again uncredited. Dr. Zonk and the Zunkins, 1 episode. Police Surgeon, 2 episodes. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Credited first movie. Cucumber, deep cut for the TV Ontario fans here in Canada. Tunnel Vision, The Clown Murders. Coming Up Rosie was a TV series. He was in 2 episodes of that. Again, another Canadian production. The David Steinberg Show. Now we're getting into the stuff you may have heard of. David Steinberg, of course, a Canadian comedian along the lines of the guy that did Bizarre, and I can't remember his name. We're going to throw up John Byner. Don't think John Byner is Canadian, but you know that variety show type thing that appeared on Canadian television? David Steinberg Show. King of Kensington. John Candy had a role in that. 1 episode. The Silent Partner, 1978 movie. Now we're really moving into the coup de grace, if I may, of television series that, excuse me, doesn't get enough credit, although it kind of does. SCTV, guys. Boom. Are you with me? Ben, are you with me? Ben knows about it, if Ben's watching. Ben, are you watching? because Freedom Sufferer Cards is watching, and he's probably gone down the friend list and let everybody know what this man is doing in a abandoned, not abandoned poker room. SCTV, Johnny LaRue, Dr. Tongue, a plethora of characters I will not get into because SCTV is truly its own deep cut that we're going to get to on another occasion, but you guys know SCTV. Lost and Found, another movie, 1941 with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. The Courage of Cavett the Wolf Dog, that was a TV movie. The Blues Brothers, Double Negative, Tales of the Klondike TV miniseries, Stripes, Heavy Metal, the animated movie, Saturday Night Live, uncredited 1 episode, National Lampoon's Vacation, Going Berserk, Splash, The New Show, 6 episodes, The Last Polka, the TV movie with Eugene Levy about the Schmengi brothers. Excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat this whole episode. Hopefully I'm not getting sick again, because you know what happens when Colin gets sick? What happens when Colin gets sick? He doesn't take any time off. He comes here with the walking pneumonia and he gives you a show. Brewster's Millions, Follow That Bird, the Sesame Street movie, Summer Rental, Volunteers. He was in an Ian Thomas music video, Dave Thomas's brother. He was a music artist in Canada. Don't know if he made it south of the border. Did he? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I know you won't. The Canadian Conspiracy, great TV movie. Big City Comedy Cocktail Party, that was a straight-to-video production. Armed and Dangerous, Really Weird Tales, a TV movie that also went to video, and I have it. Again, all of these, you guys know, throw it up. If you ever want it, let me know. Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, She's Having a Baby. God, I'm going to have to pause here to get the tickle out of my throat and to add more caffeine. The Great Outdoors, did I say that yet? I don't know if I did. Hot to Trot, okay? He was the voice of the horse, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to click on it, so bear with me, guys. Yeah, he was Don the horse, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Guys, I should have mentioned that when I had Hot to Trot in the 5 VHS from the collection. I'm going to click back, and it will never go back to the exact spot I was on the list, but we're going to get there. Who's Harry Crumb? Speed Zone, also known as another title. We're not going to click on it because we're going to get all mangled again. Uncle Buck. Who Shrunk Saturday Morning TV movie. The Rocket Boy TV movie. Masters of Menace. Not too sure what that is. I'm going to have to investigate that. Home Alone. The Rescuers Down Under. Clearly an animated feature. He provided the voice. Career Opportunities. We already tackled that. Nothing But Trouble. Only the Lonely. Delirious. Boris and Natasha, a TV movie. JFK, a dramatic turn from a man, John Candy. Once Upon a Crime. Camp Candy. You guys remember Camp Candy? Early morning, Saturday, possibly during the week. I don't know when. When did it air? Saturday mornings, I would assume. And then on syndication during the week. Animated feature. We love that TV show. Rookie of the Year. Cool Runnings. Hostage for a Day. Wagons East and Canadian Bacon. Canadian Bacon came out after Wagons East, but Wagons East was the final full-length feature of his career. I wrote a letter to John Candy, but I never sent it to him when I was about 12 years old. I think Queen Mama Canada saved it somewhere in my home, is that letter. Once I come across it, I will bring it back to the show. I don't know when we're going to come across it, but when I come across it, I will bring it back to the show. Fun fact, Queen Mama Canada, her mother, my grandmother, aka Nanny, who lived next door to me while I was growing up, back in the day, in the 70s, worked at the Eaton Center downtown. The Eaton Center was the main department store in downtown Toronto. And at the same time, she worked in one area of Eaton's, as it escapes me, I'm going to put it up in the edit. John Candy was working in the very cafeteria that she went to at lunch. So my grandmother, there's a good chance she talked to John Candy. And that's pretty damn awesome. I just wanted to go over John Candy's career and make sure that you know Canada knows how to do comedy. I think you guys already knew that, but I mean, judging by this kisser. And where was I born? Canada. Colin from Canada. It's not just a silly name. I was born here, folks. Guys, it's John Candy. Documentary coming up from Colin Hanks and Ryan Reynolds. Look for it. No idea when it's coming out. I'm dying to see the trailer. Keep your eyes peeled and I'll keep you abreast of that situation. Guys, it was the Deep Cut Deep Dive. It was Men's Toes. It was the super segment. And it's a tad under 8 minutes long. But I could talk about John Candy for 800 minutes, perhaps hours.
Crescent kick right to the back of the head.
Friends, how huge can we make the Barry Rental ink hat look upon our enormous cranium? The possibilities are endless, but we're going to delve into it as the program moves forward. Speaking of pushing forward, it's time for the clip of the week, and this is the introduction to the clip of the week. We're sticking on the game show tip, this time veering away from Family Feud and delving into the wonderful world of Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes when you think he's got it, he don't got it.
When things aren't going my way, I'm thinking pasta. 2,500.
Here's the VHS collection.
Your Construction Safety Association.
Leave every letter you called is in this puzzle. Boy, call the right letters, didn't he? It's a thing. You have 10 seconds. Can he do it? Good luck.
Magic hand, magic band, magic yan, sand, van, canned, jan, panned, fan, band, wand, wand, oh!
Wow,
That and looks so Andy.
I'm sorry, you had that sound in your mind.
did.
I'm sorry, you fooled me with that one. I didn't think it was happening.
Wow.
Wow. Well, it's a weird game, and you just never know. I'm really sorry.
Friends, the NFL season is upon us, kicking off tonight as the Philadelphia Eagles took down the Dallas Cowboys 24-20, not covering the spread and not getting the over. Well, I digress. And I am part of a survivor pool. For those of you who have no clue what a survivor pool is, I will explain. You have to select one NFL team per week to win their game. They do not have to cover the spread. For those of you who don't know what the spread is, we're not going to get into that. The team just has to win. They have to, yay, we won the game. But after selecting that team, you can no longer select that team pushing forward throughout the season. So week 2, you have to pick a different team. Week 3, you get it. If your team loses, you are done. Some survivor pools let you have one loss. I believe the one I am in now lets you have no losses. The reason I'm going on about this is because I'm introducing the Gorilla Monsoon quote of the week. And my name for my team in this NFL survivor pool is Gorilla Monsoon's pants.
Did you see that?
Couldn't see it from our vantage point.
Will you stop? All kinds of pandemonium broken loose here.
He just got his clock cleaned.
The Dragon unloading with the heavy artillery.
Friends, the introductions are about to be made. Howard Finkel is bringing the microphone down. It says MSG. You know what that stands for. This is merely the introduction, and I think you know what segment's coming up. It's the show and tell. We're going to be, but first, Delta Force Pizza. Delta Force Pizza. Friends, Howard Finkel has made the introductions to the combatants about to do battle in the show and tell portion of the program. I am, in fact, turning to the right. I'm clicking on the Colin from Canada homepage on YouTube. Are kids still saying homepage? Guys, we're gonna go to the poll, and I have to say, Lester, again, they have to see it for the bit to work. I'm gonna stop you and let me take the burden and brunt of this. That makes sense once you hear what I'm about to say. Guys, I will never reprimand you in any sort of way, but I wasn't ready to swallow the saliva there. I think I speak for both Lester and myself. I have to stop saying that, but I am saying Lester and myself quite often. It could become part of the show, perhaps another pushing forward. Lester and myself are a little critical of you this week after the paltry response to the show and tell poll on the Colin from Canada YouTube homepage. Lester, what are we doing? Lester, what are we doing? It's now 1:30 in the morning. This clearly could be causing a glare the entire episode, possibly ruining the experience for the friends. But could that be a punishment for the paltry 5 votes that they cast for last week's show and tell? Oh, we can do this way. The show, I don't know, we're way off track, but we're turning to the right. Guys, in there it made sense. Let's go and let's announce the winner. Although 5 votes, history has been made, as Gorilla Monsoon would say. For the first time ever, a challenger has not received a vote. Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. T have taken down the droid. That's correct, the droid known as R2-D2 Bandai model that got a goose egg of votes. 5 votes, all for your champion, Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. T. But, as Howard Finkel said off camera to the thousands in attendance at Madison Square Garden that was not filmed or recorded audio-wise, we have a new challenger. And my God, do these smell musty. And let me show you. I can show you, I believe, without giving it away. We'll give it a quick flash right there. They are still in the Walmart plastic bags that I bought them in. And again, we are milking the presentation where you don't know exactly what is challenging Rowdy Roddy Piper and Mr. T. There's a bit of a musty smell, but they are in mint condition because they've never been out of this bag. And once I get the year on them, should I peek down? Should I peek down off camera to get the year? 2006, okay? That was 19 years ago, and these have never been out of the bag. I'm gonna slowly bring them over here. Guys, the anticipation, as Gorilla Monsoon also said, you can cut it with a knife. And the tickle in my throat refuses to leave, but we are going to raise it up.
You raise me up.
Right about now, it's the, did I turn one the wrong way? It's the Rocky III title fight ring and the Rocky I title fight ring. MIB, that's mint in box for those playing along at home. And look at Colin. Watch what Colin's gonna do here. Look at this, folks. Quite possibly for the first time ever, not quite possibly, for the first time ever, they will remain in the shot for the entirety of the babble that comes out of this mouth as I break down the title match upcoming. Piper and T, they have been champions for quite a while. I'm not going to figure it out, nor will I put it up in the edit because we're not going to do that. But they've been the champions a while. They have quite a matchup to take on here in the Rocky I, again, what is this thing called? Title fight ring and the Rocky III title fight ring. I have not looked up what the value on these, but I'm gonna guess it's probably a pretty penny because I didn't see these very much. You saw the figures a lot. I'm determined to cough through the entire episode. If I had something to eat here, I would eat it. But we're gonna push forward. This is a lovely angle. I like this. You can't see the whole thing, but you know, you get the gist of it. We'll show that one again, okay? And we'll show this one again. The back is just the usual, all the figures and the belt. We know about the belt. Oh, they're advertising the Rocky 3 title ring on the Rocky 1 title ring. And this isn't an error, is it? But they're advertising the Rocky 1 ring by calling it the Rocky 3 ring. That's sure to catapult the value of these into the stratosphere. Probably not. Guys, there's not much more to say as we're entering the 6-minute mark, but can we break 5 votes? I'm still waiting for 20 votes. Guys, where are you? You guys vote, and then bring your phones to work and let other people vote. Whatever job or profession you have, bring your phone and show them what this 45-year-old man is doing on YouTube, and they'll say, who the hell is Colin from Canada? And you're gonna turn to them with a look like this. Who is Colin from, and then you're gonna say this, who is Colin from Canada? How dare you? Whether it be your boss, whether it be an underling below you on the food chain at your place of employment, whether it be the president of the company you work for, or perhaps you're the president of the company and you're talking to yourself in a mirror, you're telling that person about Colin from Canada. Guys, vote now.
Elizabeth, concerned look on her face, and rightly so.
Friends, we've raised the brim for no reason other than to save possible video brilliance, not the word I'm looking for, not stopping. The brain's moving, we're trying to push forward. We don't want, if it's jacked, you don't want the whole thing to be jacked, so in the home stretch with only a few segments left, why don't we raise the brim as to alleviate the possible lighting problem that may or may not exist. Guys, it's time for the bloopers. What am I doing? Gotta stop saying, What can I tell you? Try again, son. What am I deep in thought up in here? That's here nor there. You are actually laughing. Wink, wink. Up, restaurant, jibber jabber, pibber papper. So let's, big ones are behind us. No. Sometimes it looks risky business starring Tom Cruise. Lester, I just dropped the headset. That's funny because we know what segment I'm about to introduce, and a lot of times no, they don't. They don't wear. No, but I want to pop.
Friends, just for, pardon my French, shits and giggles, we're gonna turn the tripod around and film using the other side of the phone to let you know just exactly what my camera's doing. Has it improved since Earl Rowe? My friends, I think not.
Cobbled together, don't say cobbled, already said that enough. Go, and we're just gonna, you would assume to know that I know that you know that I know that you know that I know, it's the goodbyes. And we survived. What is this? I'm keeping it because I've recorded this far too many times. You enjoyed, right? Goddamn right you enjoyed.
Some extremely harsh words spoken, especially on the part.
Just before I hit record, I said, should I break out my Casey Kasem impression? Hi, this is Casey Kasem. That's not even close, but it's the cadence. Hello, this is Casey Kasem. No, this is Casey Kasem. Casey, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Casey Kasem. Guys, we're not gonna do the Casey Kasem impression. We're just gonna, we're gonna cough again. I was gonna do a whole bit where I was saying that this segment is really going up the charts by using a Casey Kasem impression while I do it, but we're just gonna go with Colin's regular voice because it has a certain timbre and tone, perhaps a certain deepness that brings a comfort to you, the viewer, you, the friend, you, the legend, because I'm the hero. Colin from Canada. Guys, it's time for Queen Mother of Canada presents Conversational Scottish. Also, to the YouTubes that are giving me a copyright little hex on the bumper here, they're bagpipes. Are bagpipes copywritten?
Fast like us, damn few, and there are deed. Fast like us, damn few, and there are deed.
Friends, it's time for me to just talk to you. I know there are times when you're getting lost down the rabbit hole of YouTube, where you're looking at the genius of Jim Henson, and the next thing you know, you're looking up serial killers. You're looking up the speech that Mr. Rogers gave to Congress for funding for public broadcasting. And the next, you're looking up the last moments of pilots who have crashed and the audio from that. You jump from things to things is what I'm saying here. There's a point here, and I'm slowly bringing the bus beep, beep, to that point. There are videos that tug at your heartstrings. I think you know where I'm going, where perhaps you need a box of tissues. Now, I think you know what segment I'm introducing, and I've mentioned the box of tissues, but not in the way you think I'm going to go there with it. Let me continue, Lester. When you're watching the YouTubes and it's an emotional video, that, again, tugs at your heartstrings, you will need the tissues. Now, I think there was only one time where the fact that the sponsor was leaving weekly brought me to tears and I needed the box of tissues. Now, I am not bringing out the box of tissues now. I am merely pointing to that example of when you're jumping from, Sesame Street clips that you loved as a youth, and then you're looking up Jeffrey Dahmer's victim count. You know what I'm saying? In there, you get into the emotional videos, the tugging at the heartstrings, and you need the tissues. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna bring back the tissues, but not now. Again, the caffeine is really playing havoc on me, and I'm going around in circles. Can you tell that this is off the top of my head? Guys, let's just get right to the crux of the matter. In a roundabout way, we're getting to what I'm trying to say. As we know, the sponsor is the public service announcement, and everything is okay in this world when it comes to the fulfillment that the sponsorship gives this program. And it is tears of joy that will sprout. Has anyone ever said that regarding tears, that they sprout out of your eyes? I just did. Who is I? Lester, tell him. Colin from Canada. I'm gonna need the tissues for tears of joy. And why is that? We mentioned it last week, I believe for 4 minutes long. You're learning. You're learning. The heart is warm and the tears are sprouting. So get the box of tissues. Not now, or maybe now. Should I get the box of tissues? I won't. Lester, let's park the bus, because I think I've got to my point. I'm keeping this whole goddamn thing because it's almost 2 a.m. and I have one more segment after this to film. It's time for this week's sponsor. Lester, do your thing.
You ever had India food?
Will you please stop?
Catch it.
The Empire of Taste. Will you please stop?
Catch it.
Go on, get it. We're not supposed to go in there. Oh, go on. There's a gap down there. A gang of kids broke in yesterday. I saw them. Pass me that bit of wood.
A 66,000-volt shock killed a boy today when he broke into a substation. The electricity board warns children to keep away from substations. Never try to get toys back yourself. Otherwise, you may not live to play with them again.
Friends, the hat is now hanging up, and that is to signify that this is the final segment of the big show. Lester, we made it. Lester, we did it. As we always do. There was never any doubt. But as the program goes on, sometimes we think we're producing a real stinker. But I think there were some highlights in there where the caffeine took over, and perhaps I was babbling endlessly. That last segment there, the introduction to the sponsor, we're keeping the whole thing in for comedic value, just to let you know that sometimes I don't stop recording and I just push forward. As you know, I like to get to the particulars at the end of the episode to make sure we covered everything. Driving with Colin, again, is in its infancy. I've told you that, but at least we have a phone holder that can capture Driving with Colin. We're going to show some raw footage right now so you can take a look at what it's going to look like. Lester, I'd like you to roll that right now. Friends, Colin from Canada here. We're testing out Driving with Colin. We have the new phone case that the car phone holder that goes over the mirror here and hangs down so I can film the other way. Put on your safety harness, Colin, and let's see if anything can happen. No morons yet, people, but we're sure to encounter some. You know what that sound is? There you go, party people. Are we recording? I can't remember. Oh, I don't like driving without music. But I gotta. For the friends, for the people. Guys, gals. Buddy over here with cowboy boots on. I gotta do it for him. We're gonna get a shot of him because I don't think I'm getting around on this green. He's gonna be crossing. And cowboy boots, cowboy boots. He'll be coming on your left. Actually, you're right, my left. Oh, we're not going to do that again. Oh, the bus almost takes out the cowboy boot guy. And he gives him a dirty look. Yeah, yeah. There, boom, cowboy boot guy. Wish you had seen him give him the bus. Yeah, I yelled. It was good. Oh, for Christ's sakes. I just busted it. Yep, just broke it. Just broke it. Woohoo! Just broke it. First time using it. Just broke it. Now, nothing really happened in that footage. It's just to show you perhaps what it will look like. I haven't seen this footage. I did notice a bit of a bounce on the phone holder, so hopefully that's not too intrusive to you, the viewer, because I need to know you're comfortable with what you're viewing. Most importantly, the thank you at the end of the program, because I know not all of my viewers are viewing this. And if you're viewing this, you've gone the whole way with me. You've entangled your arms with me, much like a freedom march, and you have watched this whole program. Yes, I just compared to the viewers watching this program to a freedom march of the 60s. What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying. We're past 2 in the morning, folks, but I know my lawyer, we're keeping this all. I know my lawyer, now it's lawyer. I know my loyal viewers are with me. Freedom Sufferer Cards, Pig Boss, Retro Ray, Day, there's so many, you guys know who you are, and I know who you are, but I'm forgetting because it's 2 a.m, but you know that I know who you are, and I thank you for coming along for this entire ride. Last week I mentioned the men that don't age. We're gonna quickly show that right now. We're talking Damon Wayans, we're talking Mike Patton, lead singer of Faith No More, and we're talking Ralph Macchio. The photos are going up, and there's the years in between those photos, and you are amazed at what just occurred. Here's the email, anything you need, right there. Dave, I haven't forgot, I'm calling you Dave now when your name is David. That's how well I know you. Give me some time, and I'm gonna get you all those TV shows that you want, or as many as I can. I haven't forgotten. But all this free stuff might take some time, but it's free. I never charge anybody shipping. I've never taken a penny from anybody. I'm not boasting about that. I'm just saying, I'm giving it to you guys. I'm giving it to you. Okay? Lester, it's time to shut the mill down because it's 2 a.m. and I am in another stratosphere. With the caffeine and with the dramatic comedy brings greatness. Caffeine, dramatic comedy, greatness. It's the triangle of, I'm gonna figure out what I'm trying to say there. I just have to. But first, or should I say lastly, you thought I was gonna forget. You guys know I will never forget. The pepperettes are a firm $12. There's no haggling. Die Paperette seinen Steifig $12 ein Aufdinger.
A recognized symbol of excellence in
dramatic comedy.